So, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are on the planet. How about that, eh? It's CastleVape. We've got something special today. I've been waiting for this to arrive. It is the Luxotic by Jabo, the Squonky Dog Dunk Dunk. I'm going to be building this today. I'm going to be doing lots of up close and personal. In my haste to get one, I ordered the wrong one, right? Because it doesn't come with the RDA that it comes with. I just got the box mod. So I'm going to be building it on a Druga with a skunk pin. So I've got a couple of nice little sexy spaced clappings I'm going to be putting in that today, and we're going to see how that goes. So 10 seconds, I'll get this camera pointing down, and I'll show you the Luxotic up close and personal, and then I'm going to build it, and then I'm going to fill it with juice, then I'm going to vape the death out of it and tell you what I think of it, because I'm excited. I am, like a kid at Christmas. Right then, so here it is, the Luxotic. Now, the one thing I love about this is the build quality. It is absolutely fantastic. I absolutely love everything about it so far. The door's quite solid. It's well built inside. I'll let you have a quick close-up. Let's have a peek here. That's quite cool. Very nice Luxotic bottom feeding box designed by Jabo and Wismec. Bit special. I don't like that really. Could have had a Luxotic instead of Wismec, maybe it would have been a bit more special. But the honeycomb at the bottom for keeping the bottle in place is brilliant. It doesn't miss a beat. The ribbon's a little bit too high, and for my liking, I don't like it having the ribbon that close to a connection, to be honest with you. And it does its job. It doesn't go up high. I've never had it miss the beat and get up too high, but I always like to just straighten it up, get that in there, and that's all singing, all dancing. It's on straight away. And it feels nice. It's a good size for your hand. I love everything about it. It's a very nice piece of work. It's been well designed. It is luxury and exotic all in the same time, which I'm sure that's why they came up with the name, because if they didn't, then someone's missed a beat. But it's the blue resin. That's nice. I like the yellow honeycomb as well, and I think they brought out a new black one. I've seen a black honeycomb one as well. But for all in all purposes, for being a box mod that is a squonky donk donk donk, the hole could have been maybe a bit bigger, because I haven't got ballerina feet and I haven't got ballerina hands. So just to get my thumb in there, it's not the easiest. The bottle could be a bit more squishy. It's one of the LPDE maybe, or whatever. It's a harder plastic. It's not the hardest plastic in the world. It's not the softest, and it's not a silicone one, that's for sure. So I'll get the Druga ready. We'll get that put together next, and we'll see what we can do from there. Right, so I've just cleaned the Druga through the ultrasonic, and it's looking quite nice now. One thing you want to try and do with any Druga is these puppies. As you know, these are what you use to tighten them down. You need to clean the inside of these, because I've noticed that the ohms go a bit nuts if they're not clean. So just be wary that the inside of these needs a good clean when you're doing it, and then you're laughing. So I'm going to put these on just a little bit, just so I can hold this in place. One of the beautiful things about a Druga is you can do what's called a sleeper coil. Now, for those of you who don't know what a sleeper coil is, it's basically one piece of wire going from one, you coil it up, goes through here, and then you do another coil and back through again using one piece of wire. I'm not going to do that with you though, because I've got these. And it's really simple. All I've done with these things is, it's just a clapping build, alright, nothing major, nothing exciting. But it's a nice clapping build, it's nice and tight. And the coils themselves are quite cool, to be honest with you. I like them. Spaced. dead easy to do a space coil. I'll show you how to do that in another video. But basically, in a nutshell, all you're going to do is, in fact, I'll show you. I'll find a coil to show you how to space it. This one will do nicely. So, you're going to need a screwdriver and your coil master jig. And all you do is put your coil on here, okay? And then once it's on here, all you have to do, see if this focuses in. Right. Now, the coil is on here. As you can see, it's quite tight. Okay? Now, all you do is you do need nails for this, but just get a hold of the last turn on each one between your thumb and your fingers and just pull it apart. Alright? Don't worry about how wide you go. Alright? That's fine. It's perfectly fine, because watch what happens next. You get your coil master jig, doesn't matter what size, as long as it's big enough to go over the top. And literally just push it down once, let go, and then you get a lovely even coil. Right? It's not perfectly even, but if you do that with a coil that's got a bit more tension in it, this is quite a loose one, but with a bit more tension you'll get two perfectly formed coils that look exactly like this. And they're basically, these are identical. Alright, and it's dead easy to do. Don't worry about pulling it out too far. Okay, so I'm just going to insert these. Make sure I use a screwdriver while it's here. One on that side, one on that side. Get in your house. Get in your house. That's one in. And I'm just going to hold that in place. Get the other coil. And do the same on the other side. Now you can cut these off, but I found with the Druga you can manipulate it in most times out of 10. Okay, where if you just slacken these off a little bit, you can push them so you'll be able to get a hold of the coil and then just bend it out at the side and it'll just hold it in place. Just get it right, bend it out there. Because you will be able to give that some give and take. And then the same with this side. Push it through. That's it, perfect. So all I'm going to do is get it to where I want it to be, push it out to the side. And then you can hold one side. Okay? Let me focus on this here. So you're holding two of the strands on one side. And that just holds it in place, okay? And then all you got to do is tighten that one side up. Be easier to use this. I've hammered this already here. The threads are gone. So what I usually do to tighten this up properly, I use a pair of pliers. Alright, I just find it just gives it a little bit extra grip. And all I'm going to do is straighten that up. While I've got a bit of slack on that side. Same on this one. I'm just going to straighten this up. There we go. And then I'll tighten this up. Checking that they're basically pointing in the same direction. You got about the same distance on either side. Because even when this is being pulled down, you're going to have enough leeway with the wire to pull it out. And that's in tight. Nice. So all I'm going to do with this one is just get a hold of it and pull out towards me in this direction and then lift it up just a touch so that it's firm. It's going to hold that shape. And I'll do the same with this side. Put the screwdriver in, lift it up, pull it out towards me and then lift it just a touch. Checking that it's the same height. And there you go. It's not the same height on each side. Possibly could do with pulling out just a little bit more. Okay, but I think that'll be fine, especially with the squonky donk. And then all I've got to do is find a pair of snips. And then all I'm going to do is snip this wire off. Watch your eyes when you're doing this. And the last one. And then I am going to take a pair of pliers, which I have here, and I'm just going to tighten these up like this. Okay? If there's any to turn, I just want to turn that last bit to make sure that it's tight. Because if it's not, you're going to get one side firing more than the other. Then I'm just going to do a little bit more manipulating, pull the coils out and get them straight so they're the same on each side. And that looks pretty even to me. It's coming in at 0.18, which is to be fine with this. It's regulated to go down to 0.8 or 0.08, I've been told. So the thing is, you'll find as well with space clappings, there's no burning in time. I'm just going to snip this. It's a little bit extra that I've seen. That's nice and tidy. These should fire evenly at the same time. Looks like that side's getting a little bit warm with this, but they're basically pretty much there, to be honest with you. Ideal. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to make sure they're super tight using a flathead screwdriver, because that's the only reason why these should not fire perfectly every time. I think I need to put a new battery in here. That's fine. Let's check them out. It's 0.19. Probably going to go up to 0.2 when it's finished, to be honest with you. So what I'll do is I'll take it off here. I'll put it on top because I know 0.19 is fine. Get rid of all of this. And then what I'll do is I'll fire it with this, with the battery inside it. Have I put the battery in yet?
Yes.
Yes, I have. And there you go. They're firing. With a new battery, they're firing perfect. Look at that, watch. From the centre to the outside at the same time. You don't really have to do much with these type of coils. You get a nice little patina effect. I'll see if I can show you this. So you see how the colour's changing? There we go. So I'm going to give it some power. Lovely. And now when these get cooled, they're going to have a nice little blue patina effect to them, which is rather sexy, to be honest with you. I like that. Looks even better when the white cotton's gone through it. So that's firing lovely. Alright, single battery, 0.2 build. Yes, I'm going to go through probably 4 or 5 batteries in a day if I'm going to hammer this. So, get some cotton. We'll hide in. Right, so that's built. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to fill this bottle up with juice, and then we'll get it all ready to squonky dunk dunk dunk. Okay, so that's full of juice now. That's in nice and tight. And then we're just going to squeeze the death out of this. And what I normally do first time is I'll just squeeze and squeeze and squeeze and squeeze until it gets up level with the coils. Hold it there and just let it soak and soak and soak and soak and soak. Now the alternative to doing that is getting your juice bottle and then pouring on top, pre-wicking the coil like you would normally do. Okay, which I can do right now. as today we have this bad boy. Some Nasty Juice Bronze. It's a caramel tobacco, and you just want to dress the coils. Try not to get it spilled over your nice new sexy mode. And just a drab in the middle. Just all you need to basically do is get as much juice in there to get it started to get saturated. And that's one clean. And that's firing nicely. So that's job done. So I'll take you back up the top now. We'll have a vape and we'll play with it from there. So, quite a simple build. Quite an easy build because it is the Druga. The Druga is probably one of my favourite RDAs purely because the areas where you put your coils through, the posts, are massive. They're huge. You could put super juggernauts in there, 2 on each side, and then get your pliers and literally hoke them down, and it'll hold 4 super juggernauts, which is stupid because it'll be 0.04, 0.02, which is just ridiculous, but it could do it. That's the point. You don't have to do that. I don't recommend you do that because that's just daft. But for an RDA, it's a great little build out. The airflow is really good. I usually have mine halfway and it works for me. That's my happy place. I don't need wide open airflow. Most, it's all down to personal preference. But this, it's firing nicely. We'll give it a whirl. That's chipping out nice. I love this. And there's lots of reasons why. The quality of the build and the size, it just feels well made. When you compare it to something like the Athena or the Vape's Pulse, they're good devices. I mean, with this one, you get a silicone bottle. Why didn't they put a silicone bottle with this? Why put the stupid plastic bottle in? I don't know, because if they're making something that's luxury and exotic, don't use a standard bottle. What's the point? You've gone all of that trouble to design and manufacture something that is absolutely beautiful, apart from that should say Luxotic. Just saying, J-Bo, missed a beat there. And you put a stupid bottle in it, and there's no spare. So with this one, you get more bits. Would I buy this one over this one? Definitely. Is it my choice? Yeah. I think that's probably one of the nicest squonkers that I think money can buy, and they're not expensive. The honeycomb, like I said, is beautiful. This blue resin's nice, so I do like it. And it hits, it works really well. The other benefit you got with this compared to this is the quality of these two. Alright? When you look at the two, this is basically a mech. This is not a mech, there is a chip inside here, which prevents you from building too low. This doesn't. And the quality of build compared from this to that, well, this wins every time. It is luxury compared to this. So, the Athena Squonk, it is a good device. You've got a lovely little slide button here that switches it off so you can't fire it. That's very good, but 5 clicks I think this does switch off. Yeah, it's off, 5 clicks. And it's on again. So, you've got a slide button here, you haven't got a slide button here because it would look stupid with a slide button. 5 clicks on, 5 clicks off, job done. It's well built, the magnets are good, this has never fallen off, which I thought, at first I thought, what's the point, is it going to hold? Yeah, it does. It stays in place. Is it worth buying? Definitely. Would I buy it again? Definitely. Would I have one of each? Definitely. I think they're just a beautiful mod. It's a nice size for your hand, it's not too big. You compare it to these, in the Athena Squonk and the Vape Squonk, they are one of the most sold devices I think for squonking that there is, but these are going to be selling like hotcakes. And if they're not, there's something wrong with you. You should get one of these. I recommend it. Castle Vape hereby authorises you to buy one. From me, come to the shop. I'll have them next week. Get one. I think you'd be amazed. I was gutted when it arrived and I didn't have the Tabino RDA that came with it, because I do like a single build squonk, and I've ordered one. So it will be arriving. When that comes, I'll put a build in it and I'll show you a video on that one as well. Because I like the way they've designed it. There's a few little key things that I like about it. The fact that you can just lay your screwdriver in it and hold it in the right place is genius. It's like the cap on top of the T20. Why didn't people think of this earlier? Why not put a channel where you can put a single coil build into? There's a couple of devices do that. A couple of RDAs do that. Do that. I just said do. But as a squonky dog, yeah. Hits like a horse. Flavor's great. Coil's great. Juice is great. When you push the button, the thing with squonking is when you push buttons with squonking, take it off, the top off when you first start squonking. Realise and count how long it takes you to put that juice up to where you need to get it to, and then do it a couple of times, let go, and then when you're out and about, you don't need to take the top off. You know, 1, 2, 3. 3 seconds is usually enough. But with these bottles, only downside I can see about this device is the bottles. I hate hard plastic. I think they're stupid. Silicone would have been better, J-Bo. It would have looked better as well. And I've seen online a lot of people hacking them, cutting off that long pin that you've got. And there's a lot of YouTube videos out there where people are cutting the pin that this bottle slides into and putting a silicone bottle in it. It's called the Luxotic hack. Would I want to take a Dremel to it? Not really. I shouldn't have to. Just buy a bottle to fit, you know. But I'm not going to take a Dremel to it and smash it just so I put a silicone bottle in it. I'll just find a bottle that fits, you know, and that's job done. So to say toodle pip, Luxotic is fantastic. Buy one. I think they're amazing. They fit in your hand nice. They look the business. They hit like a horse. I'll say toodle pip for now. Au revoir. Das vidania. Hasta mañana. Arigato. See you later. Bye.